Our team has partnered with BNL Industries to provide a user story focused on sharing the impact of online and in-person technical training offerings, along with recommendations from an existing DoD manufacturer for others who are looking to jumpstart their digital transformation initiatives.
My name is Christopher Bain. I'm the president of BNL Industries. We are a ball valve and check valve manufacturer to commercial nuclear power plants and the U.S. Navy. Being in the maritime industrial-based supply chain for us is very rewarding. We understand the mission we're trying to accomplish. It can be challenging at times because everything we do is man and mission critical, meaning if something goes wrong, people's lives are at stake.
These are hose end caps. These are all mil-spec valves. They're all shock and vibration qualified, highly critical to the ship's function. The tolerances have to be tight simply because people are going to rely on these to work when they need them to work. These are often used in firefighting systems. So if there's a fire, the last thing you want to do is worry about the equipment you're going to have not working. So we keep very tight tolerances, typically 5/10 of an inch, with good material, traceable all the way back to where it was manufactured.
We've developed a culture at BNL of being quality first and understanding the bigger mission of national security and supporting the industrial defense base.
Mediocrity breeds complacency, complacency breeds failure. We don't want that. We don't want a mediocre person, process, or procedure in place anywhere here. Our work with CCAT ties in very closely with the Destroy Mediocrity motto in that it's a way for us to really improve our performances and processes and push the envelope about what is currently possible and what we are doing. Both additive manufacturing and model-based definition, it is something that we can strive into, and it just breeds more and more opportunities to destroy new mediocrity.
Their YouTube training itself has been phenomenal as far as me getting other people to have the light bulb go off, where I can just show them what they're doing to get them to see the same image that I'm seeing in my head. We have had people come through for the training here, and they've come back equally as excited. Not only are they getting excited, but they're getting the education that goes with it to really want them to take the next steps in the process. For many years, I was absolutely resistant to the thought of this because we get inundated every day in our roles with ideas, both internally and externally, on how to change our business operations. When I first started talking with CCAT, I was resistant at that point too, and I told them to prove to me why it's a good idea, and sat down with open ears. And that's what I'd advise anybody to do. Sit down with open ears, see if it makes sense for your business to do, and then, jump in or dip your toe in, but at least make an effort towards that process. The benefit of model-based as far as accuracy goes is there's less opportunities for misinterpolation of numbers. The typos go out the window when everything is entered into the design stage and never has to get re-entered. There's no opportunity for the person programming the machine to misread a number or the person inspecting to misread a number. So that's really one of those opportunities that streamlines the process, improves the lead time, improves the quality, lowers costs. It's the better, faster, cheaper where you can get all three. I was recently at Newport News, Virginia, at their shipyard, and they had a virtual reality system set up where you could see all the different systems inside the ships as they're being made, and where they're able to give you digital files of the equipment that they need. Basically, that showed me that there was a change, a pragmatic shift in how we're going to be receiving data from our customer, and that we had better get ready for it before it gets here.
We're hearing a lot about the digital twin. We're hearing a lot about the virtual workspaces and virtual design. To be fair, with the technology being adopted where it is, we don't know what's going to be the final adaptation, but our intention is to get further enough down the road so we're making small adjustments and not having to do a wholesale change. It's kind of in the same philosophy of the old adage, if you're on time, you're late. If we are just getting ready when that gets here, we're already too late. We want to be out in front of it. We want to be sprinting ahead so that they have to catch up to us.
We're adopting digital thread technology right now through the people here at CCAT, working with them. And that is
really allowing us to bridge the gap between our engineering to our manufacturing to our quality and inspection. So we heard the message from the Navy 5 years ago that they were going to have a big wave of need coming down the pipeline, and they wanted to see companies making improvements to increase capacity. For us, this was the most obvious answer to that, to automate, so we could increase our capacity without having to carry the burden of workforce that was being underutilized. So now that that uptick in work is here, this will perfectly scale from what we were 3 years ago to where we are now and next year. The return on investment of these robots is less than a year if you utilize them 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. If you utilize them half that time, it's a 2-year payoff. This robot is only there to load and unload the machine. I don't need a skilled machinist to load and unload the machine. My skilled machinist can be off setting up other machines, increasing efficiency through program editing, researching new tooling and new work holding to improve our own efficiencies. We can put their skills to use in other areas other than loading and unloading a machine. We've all heard the Navy is going to be buying a lot more parts coming down the next couple of years as we do a big ship buildup. I simply can use this machine to maintain the same output that they need without putting the burden on my employees to give up precious family time. The pride that you have when something goes out, or when we get to go on one of the ships and we see our equipment there, and the sailors, they know it, they love it, is something we can bring back and share with the entire team.